wasn't a letter from Publishers Clearinghouse telling me I had won, $100,000. It was a brown envelope that said U.S. Federal District Court. I'm like, oh.
What it is, what it was.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. How are you? My brothers and potentially sisters, if there's any out there, you too.
Yeah.
Certainly no less, but probably not.
Probably not anymore, yeah.
Yeah, right. So...
Can we do a movie quote? Can we bastardize a movie quote?
Sound
off like you don't got a pair.
That's right.
From Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah. We had a dude. T.O., I've told you this story. We had a guy that worked on our firewall team when I was at a major top 10 bank, and he's talking on the phone to tech support for some issue that he had. I don't even know what it was, and this is 20 years ago. And he's not getting anywhere. He's having problems. I don't know if he didn't understand the tech support person or whatever. And we all hear him, and we all sat in a large room together. We colloquially referred to as the 70s room because of the orange shag carpet and green curtains.
And the wood paneling, yeah.
No wood paneling. This is 60s, baby. This is 60s. Don't confuse your eras. So he's on the phone, and he's getting a little irate, and then he said, "Can I speak to someone who wears pants, please?"
Oh.
I'm like, oh my God.
I mean, anybody can wear pants, so like.
I know, but we all got the metaphor. We all got the metaphor right there. Yeah.
Well, that's like, have you ever heard the phrase "as a rule of thumb"?
Yes.
You know the origin of that phrase, right?
I probably have heard this, but I don't remember it off the top of my head.
It's one of these things that we just say in modern day American speak. But what it means back in its original origin days was you're physically allowed, you're legally allowed to beat your wife with anything smaller than the circumference of your thumb.
That's
the rule of thumb.
Yeah.
And we just all talk about it. Like women and men all together, we just all use this. Like, as a rule of thumb, I enjoy Sunday morning brunch with pancakes and coffee.
Right.
You do? Like, if someone were to beat me on Sunday morning, I would enjoy coffee and pancakes. Right. No.
Now, see, there's the fireman definition of rule of thumb, too, which is completely different. If you're going to a potential hazardous materials incident, you want to do your scene size up where you can cover the scene with your thumb. If you can't cover the scene up with your thumb, you're too close to it, probably.
Right.
But then we also have the deputies who probably didn't know that and are in there. So, hey, our walk-in gas detectors are still mobile, so all good.
Crazy stuff.
The weird things you get to. Good morning, everybody that's dropped in somewhat late.
Yeah.
We're not taking attendance yet. So we have a lot of things coming up. We have 4 days in August, which we're going to talk about in a minute.
Actual 4 days in August, not this phony, we'll just do Thursday and then the Hamfest is the other 3 days. No, we're doing real 4 days.
I mean, it's,
3.
It's 4. 3.5. We're counting the Hamfest, right? That's 1 day.
Well, no, we're counting the Hamfest. It's like 5.
Yeah, 5. See, this is a bonus day. I got a summons yesterday.
Got the vapors.
I got a summons yesterday for federal jury duty. I have been on jury duty twice. I would rather have testicle cancer than be on jury duty. I would rather have rabid pygmies gnaw at my bits than be in, And to top all that joy off, James, exactly right.
Captain Cook, yeah.
Exactly right. So it is the week of Huntsville. I have to report on the 11th, and Huntsville is that weekend.
The following, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was planning on coming up there on Wednesday for 4 days in August, the thing, because I was going to do 1 or 2 of the things we were going to talk about was going to be my presentations. And now I just got the summons yesterday in the mail, and I guess it's not a summons since it wasn't served. I don't know. That's a legal fine point.
Yeah. It's not to put too fine a point on it.
Right.
But you didn't get served. You were just told that you had to report. Getting served, they have to physically hand it to you. They can't just send it through the mail.
Right. Dave, that is my plan. I am going to tell the court There's if you don't think you can serve, if you're over 70, you can just tell them, Vafangu, I'm out.
I'm too old, yeah.
Right. But I'm not that old.
So John is saying 4 days in Alabama in summer. That is correct. And I'll give you a little bit of extra color on the term there. On the mountain, it's a good 10 to 15 degrees cooler where we go and hang out and do all of these activities.
Absolutely.
And then the Hamfest itself is 100% indoors in air conditioning. So there's no problem with being in Alabama in the summer. Actually, I have to wind up putting on my long sleeves.
Okay. But he's a little strange and has the thermal regulation of a small little old lady.
Yeah, I have like a 1.5 degree temperature, on the thermometer where I'm comfortable. And then anything above or below that, can't do it.
Yeah, but I mean, you're cold when everyone else is like, can I turn off the air conditioner, please? Please.
But it's funny because if I'm actually like going to do some work or something, I want it like 30 degrees and I will work my tail off at 30 degrees. But if it's 70 degrees outside where you're just kind of sitting, having a beer with friends, not going to work at that temperature because I'll just like pour sweat. It'll just be buckets coming off of me.
That's my plan, James. I'm going to go full MAGA Trump, hang them
jury
high and
nullification.
Hang them twice.
Yeah.
I'm going to mention jury nullification. And Lon, that is, and good QSO the other day, buddy. I thought that was you. I didn't remember your call sign off the top of my head when we were chatting. I'm just going to tell him, listen, I have travel plans. I have a vacation planned. I have reservations. I'll be glad,
he's the keynote speaker,
to come back and do this. I am speaking at this thing. I will be glad to come back and do this any other time. I'll even say I voted for Biden if I need to, whatever you want me to do, but not this week. So, and you have to mail that in. So I have like a little info packet and I've got to fill out a survey and it asks questions about, do you watch TV? How often do you watch TV? How many do you have? Do you or your immediate, I'm not making this one up. Does anyone in your immediate family or you drive cars with bumper stickers on them? If so, what do the bumper stickers say? And I'm like, I'll be buying some bumper stickers and taping them on my car.
Oh, I got one for you. Let me see if I can find this.
Some awesome Pro 2A stuff, which I am, but I just don't carry bumper stickers on my car. This car protected by Glock. Better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
This is a bumper sticker that I saw, and I keep it. Because it's a good reminder of all the stupids out there that need to read it. A lot of people that are opinionated and have no idea what they're talking about. They're just repeating what they heard on the news.
Oh, yeah. He's related to everybody who can skeeze him out of jury duty. Good on you, brother. Yeah, Jeff, that's right. So who are we convicting today? I believe he's probably guilty because he's here. I mean, if he's getting charged and he's going to have a trial, he must be guilty.
I believe in the system. Yeah, the system is never wrong.
Right.
That whole innocent until proven guilty thing, he must be guilty because he's here.
Scott. That's awesome. Yeah. I could be on the jury for the tower theft case. I'm not the defendant. I have no tower here. So I don't know yet if I'm going to be at Huntsville or not. It just depends on, if I can throw myself on the mercy of the court. Okie, this is not Coffee and Ham Radios. Steve is not part of Coffee and Ham Radios. I am, however, the site is down for an indefinite amount of time. We are restructuring post the traumatic departure of our friend T.O. because it still hurts right here. And
miss you guys.
They'll be back sooner or later, and we're working on something now. There's a lot of government paperwork that had to change because T.O. left the group, financial stuff and all that kind of junk. So we have to get all that right, or it'll be a bigger pain in the butt later. So anyway. We will be selling them eventually again. That is the plan at this time.
At this time.
I went full fireman talk on you there with that.
Well, we are talking about official nonsense, yes.
Right. Official nonsense. I like that. That's right. So, anyway, so let's talk about FDIA, Steve, and we have the schedule.
FDIA, 4 days in August, and this is the third year I think that we've done this. So we're trying to get better, trying to improve our game. The last time it was like, let's do stuff, and I'm going to be there so we can do stuff. And this year it's like, let's actually plan a little bit harder of what stuff it is that we're going to do. So we've got some additions to the schedule. This list is shared out on the Discord. Jim, did you link the Discord anywhere?
Atop the chat.
Cool. So you can join the Discord. There is a chat room inside the Discord called Huntsville-FDIA, 4 days in August. And that last part is the explanation of what FDIA stands for. Don't look for 4 days in August as the channel name. You'll be confused. I pinned this document there. It's kind of a living document where we're just adding to it. And, I'm just kind of doing it. So these are some of the activities that we had brought up. And we haven't really gone too deep into some of these here yet. But these are on the list. And then we have some that are actually officially on the list. And we've got the days that people are arriving that I know of. If you're not on this list, it's not because I don't like you and didn't put you on the list because I hate your guts, Gray Man Poda. It's because you didn't put in the Discord room or notify me in any other means that I could keep track of while I was
right.
Not otherwise disposed. And so I didn't get a chance to put your name on the list. So there we go.
That's right.
Yeah, they have to be a different color now.
We'll have to change the winder up, everything, so you can identify the TO years.
Right, the better years.
Like Van Halen with David Lee Roth versus Van Halen with Sammy Hagar. Although I like Van Hagar better, honestly. Let's see.
Oh, see. Tim said he'll be there Monday. Now I got to update this thing.
Live.
Tim always making me work.
And no, the primate is not going to be there because he's not allowed to leave. He can go from home to work and back, and that's the limit of the ankle bracelet. So he will not be there.
So in my younger years, speaking of ankle bracelets, I had one too many run-ins with the law and got my driver's license suspended. And I'm like, I am self-employed, and I'm the only one that can get to the office to do office, get to the warehouse to do warehouse-related things, get to, whatever. So they're like, okay, your license is suspended except for when you're driving back and forth to work. Okay, well, that's like all I'd ever do is drive back and forth to work anyway. So like my license is not suspended.
Right.
Crazy. Oh, or I'll bring a silver Sharpie.
Yeah, there you go. Bring your car antennas that you have to FDIA. They'll fit in your luggage. And TO can autograph them. And the other Andy says the best way to get out is to make a decision based solely on evidence. They'll strike you pretty quick.
Right. Not based on the opinions spouted forth. I got you, Bill.
Lawyers.
Watched your video today, Bill. That was pretty good. I like the East Coast, West Coast dichotomy of it all, the duality of man.
Yep. And see, I'm going to use this information here to also tell the judge, please, sir. I'm supposed to present.
I have a presentation on Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah. Are we doing a 3D printing one also?
We are. Yeah, we'll get there as we get farther down on the list. I think that's Thursday.
Okay.
But Wednesday, we've got KB5 UTY Dave. I guess I should do it this way, Dave, because he's identified by his given name, not by his government license identification, which can be revoked at the pleasure of the government. Is giving a mesh-tastic. Yeah, well, we've been talking about government all morning. You got me worked up.
It's the court thing, man. I don't want to go.
Yeah, he's going to give a talk about mesh-tastic. Dave is in cahoots with.
Yeah.
I don't know the official professional relationship, but he does work with and present for Seed Studios, SEEED Studios, and he's going to be given a mesh-tastic presentation. And you'll have the ability to actually purchase a mesh-tastic device. They range anywhere from $10 up to as much money as you want to spend for the biggest, craziest, weirdest thing ever. And then Dave or one of us will pair off with you. Not marriage. It's not forever. It's not till death. It's till event. Till hang out do we part. We'll get you set up with your Meshtastic up and running and connected to the group and sending messages back and forth before the end of the presentation is over. And I guess really that brings me to a point. These are what I call anti-forums. A forum, you typically go into a big room, 300 or 400 chairs, about 20 people sitting in them, spread out throughout the area. Half of those people taking naps because they've been working all day, walking all day in the hot sun, whatever the case may be. And someone talks at you for an hour or so. This is not a talk at you type of setup. This is going to be a bunch of hams get together and do stuff type of setup. And there's nothing wrong with forums, but this is just to say that's what that is, and that this is what this is. This is the big difference. You show up if you don't have a Meshtastic device. We've got one that you can make your own. You can adopt for a small adoption fee. Doesn't go to me. It goes to Seed Studios to cover the cost of the hardware that they brought. And then we will get you all connected and working and sending messages and send you on your way. So that's kind of how that works. You can badmouth the MR all you want, Don.
Don, are you even coming to Huntsville?
Or we won't have the mute button for Don. We'll just have to. Can you 3D print a mute button that we can throw at him?
Yeah, we can do something like that. We can throw something at him, chuck a biscuit at him.
Right.
Yeah, and like the DMR one. DMR, I've talked about it 50,000 times, so but there's probably points that I slide over the top of that are critical, and we really want these to be interactive.
Right.
So if the DMR thing is what you're interested in, and not just coming to be the Statler and Waldorf of ham radio, Don.
Don and Jody, yeah.
Don and Jody, right? Then bring your DMR radio. If you expect us to program it, you need to bring your computer and your CPS software, because I'm not figuring out what CPS you need or anything else.
And internet on the mountaintop kind of stinks, so don't come without the CPS software. At the very least, have it downloaded, have your cable, and it would be best if you could at least get it to the point where the cable is recognized by the operating system. But if not, we'll figure that out too.
Right.
And we are going to dispel the myth that DMR is internet-only radio, and it's just voice over IP, and it's not real ham radio. We're going to make simplex contacts radio to radio without the internet.
With DMR.
Because that's a thing. It can be done. The ham radio duo, Mike and Becky, are going to put on a CW class. I don't think you're going to walk in not knowing CW and walk out a CW hero, able to send small QSOs in a single DIT. But I don't know. I was working on that one right in my head as I was saying it. But you will come out knowing more than you went in with. And Mike and Becky do have some CW keys that they have available for purchase to support their efforts. And they're local, so they're going to be doing a lot of the gopher type work, the best boy grip type work. That's a movie reference.
I don't know if they're in the chat. I haven't seen either one of them, but we really cannot thank them enough for doing this. These guys have a channel.
Ham Radio Duo.
Ham Radio Duo, and they do CW POTA a lot.
They do.
And I think that's all they do. And you've got two people who operate on a regular basis and are willing to share that info, and it's like a bonus that they're local to the Huntsville area. So awesome.
So Captain Cook is asking about what about doing them live stream? Like I said before, the internet is really sketchy up on the mountaintop, so we don't have the bandwidth to do it, and we would like to film these, but it depends. Like if I'm paired off with somebody helping them do something, I'm not manning the camera anymore. So you can either do, or you can watch through the lens of something else, which is an entirely different job. So we will try, but I can't promise anything.
Brother Joe, good morning, sir.
Brother Joe. Speaking of the duality of man.
And also, Lou and Pink are local-ish to that area too.
And they do have a channel called Hiking and Hammond.
Hammond.
We'll see the two of them, and it's always good to run into Lou when we're out there. Lou, I have something I would love for you to do, what you did with us last year, if that's available, if that even rings a bell.
The goat was still traumatized, I'm just saying.
Maybe we can do that.
That was funny. Come on.
I was finishing up my sentence. But yes, that was funny, Jim.
Okay, I feel that you're...
Dave says he'll be the cameraman for the price of a 705. So if anybody would like to donate a 705, my address is 101 Rainbow Drive, number 2259, Livingston, Texas. And I will get it into the hands of Dave for you. But Dave's not getting my 705. And I already have one, so you're not giving it to me either.
They have a web page, and I just posted the link to their web page in the chat.
Lou, you know what I did last summer. You were the chauffeur. You were the one with the all-access pass. Send me a message in Discord or however. You know how to get a hold of me. I don't want to say it out loud in case you can't do it. I don't want to get everybody's hopes up or anything.
He doesn't remember.
Yeah, it was the drugs I fed him.
I was going to say, it must have been the mushrooms we were eating.
Unlike Jim, I do have to roofie Lou.
Okay.
What happens in cabin 13, Jim?
That's right. Stays in cabin 13.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got? Keep going.
A bunch more people arriving. I'm coming in on Wednesday. I'm coming in by air this time because while the mountaintop is cool, like literally temperature cool, the rest of the south in August is not. And I got to dig in to the south to get there. And then I got to dig out of the south to get away from there. And we wind up spending 3 to 4 months, July, August, and September in the south, which just, no. So I'm in Colorado in the mountains, which isn't that much cooler, but at least I'm in Colorado in the mountains and not in the south in the heat. So I got the windows open. It's 60 degrees right now. I'm enjoying it.
Alexa, what's the temperature?
Right now, it's 87 degrees Fahrenheit. Today, expect a high of 94 degrees.
Ooh, that's bad.
And Alexa, what's the humidity?
Currently, the humidity is 75%.
75. Yeah, we're 60 degrees and 15% humidity.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah,
I would love
nice.
that. But you were in Nebraska, and it was like 107 in freaking Nebraska, what, a month ago,
Right.
whenever you were there? 2 weeks, 3 weeks? I don't know.
But thankfully, my friends Hank and other Andy had helped me install a second air conditioner in my rig, and so it is actually pretty cool. Kleino Dev, welcome.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. You just missed the monthly Zoom call.
I was going to say, what are some benefits?
Well, we have a monthly Zoom call that I host, and it's just a shoot the breeze session kind of thing. We talk about whatever y'all are doing that's interesting to tell us about and what I'm doing. And if you got any video ideas, I'm more than willing to entertain them. So I'm not Mr. Beast. So my budget my budget for buying things is several orders of magnitude smaller than Mr. Beast's budget for buying things to do a video on. Hey, Jim, can you test the new Aurora? Sure, if you buy me one and send it to me.
Yeah. Oof, that's rough, Eric.
Eric, where are you at? You're not in Hawaii.
He's in 9v1 land, yeah. Chavez, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Much appreciated.
Appreciate it,
we'll
brother.
We passed the plate, and Chavez was kind enough to drop a donation in the plate.
I appreciate it. Yeah, on that, you need to change my arrival to maybe depends on the court, who knows, or something appropriately snarky. I certainly want to be there. It's just going to totally depend on what happens.
Turn that back off again.
Now, the boys think I can get out of this, so I'm going to work on that.
It's possible.
Portable Ham said he's more than willing to review and test an Aurora. Me too, buddy. I would love to.
See, that's the question of free. Dane, the Portable Ham is saying he is more than willing to put in hours and hours and hours and hours of work to produce useful, valuable content for you if someone would just remunerate him accordingly.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Some people work for dollars ahead of time and then spend those dollars afterwards. And then people like us, we work for nothing ahead of time, hoping that the dollars will come later.
Hoping.
So Thursday, we're getting gigaparts on the line. I'm still talking with my contact over there, and this is what we've got scheduled so far. We're going to do a 3D printing workshop. So if you've got a laptop, it would be a really good idea to bring it. If you're interested in getting a 3D printer, you can buy one there. We'll get the software installed. We'll get you set up with your first design. We'll print it out. We'll get your printer all configured and calibrated and ready to roll. This works best if you're, flying, if you're driving, not flying. That way you can drive your assembled 3D printer home. And then you'll print something out. So you'll know soup to nuts at least how to, hit the print button. And I make it sound simple, but it's really not simple to get started. And then once you've done it a billion times like Jim has, it really is just push the print button.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm not the world's greatest at 3D printer, but it's a process. And it's a lot like setting up a DMR radio. When you first look at it, you're like, oh my God, there's a whole ton of parameters. But you just start cutting them down to smaller pieces, And once you understand the basic pieces you got to have, you just do it. You just do it. So I posted a goal for you guys because Chavez has already started this.
It's blame Chavez.
So Chavez has already done super chat. I'm passing the offering plate. If we can get 20 $5 or more super chats in the next 30 minutes, which is, I got to set a timer and I couldn't math 60 minutes minus 24 and yada, yada, yada. I say we, he doesn't know this yet. I'll do a pop-up live stream this afternoon. We'll do an AMA kind of format, and if T.O. is available, he'll be here. Maybe I can get Joe Brett to jump in too, because he's smarter than he looks, certainly, for somebody from Mississippi. So there's that, if he wants to. But I'll do that. And let's see. So what else have we got on FDIA going on?
Yeah, so our friend Tom, WA2IBD from the Ham Radio A to Z channel, is going to bring some solder kits and then talk about how they work their crowbar circuits. So a fuse will protect your radio from over amperage, but nothing will protect your radio from over voltage until you get this crowbar set up. And so if your power supply loses a voltage regulator on the back of it and starts to shove 20 volts at your radio, and your radio is not designed to handle 20 volts, then this crowbar circuit will clamp down and solve that problem. And then you can fix your power supply. And then I believe the crowbar portion of the circuit is just unplug it, plug it back in, it's good to go. And the fuse portion of the circuit is remove the fuse, put in new fuse. All right, John, thank you.
Thank you, John. And Ron has dumped in another super chat. Ron, appreciate it.
Thank you, Ron.
Pretend we're dancing because I don't have the music queued up. Or we're not dancing if that offends you either way. I mean, we'll,
Use your imagination. And
so middle-aged guys trying to dance is just not a good plan anyway.
It's a beautiful sight. So the solder kit, you can purchase the kit. You can purchase the soldering iron at Gigaparts. You can plug the whole thing in, and you can build the whole circuit while you're there, and have one of us, because I'm not gonna sit there and stare at the walls while you guys are doing this. I'll sit down next to you. I'll walk you through some technique. I'll show you some stuff, and when you walk away, you'll have a working functional kit, and then you'll also have the knowledge of how to solder and a soldering iron. So that's kind of that anti-forum thing. You'll walk away with something useful in hand and something knowledgeable in your brains. And if you've already done soldering before, please show up and pair off with somebody and help walk them through it. And be kind, like it's a 1-year-old learning how to write their letters for the first time. And that's all you got to do. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Dane. Sorry, I said Jim.
Lee is asking, do memberships count?
Count towards? Yes.
Toward the pop-up AMA?
Towards the goal? No.
No, you've got to be in here.
That's a YouTube thing. YouTube won't say that you can try your membership super chat, but I don't think since it's a quote-unquote free amount.
Right. Appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
Bill has dropped in one. Now, FYI, you $4.99 guys, I don't think that's going to count because it's got to be 5 or more.
Let me see. I think I have the stream open somewhere.
But it said teal, and isn't that teal? I don't know what teal is.
We have 4 out of 20. 20 teal super chats. So as long as it's teal, it's not a dollar amount, it's a color amount, which is kind of a dollar amount.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Airhammer, my buddy Ron here. Yes, definitely. Is asking about any further thoughts on WinLink with KM4 ACK. Yes, we do have some further thoughts on that. We're getting up to that.
Calm down, Ron. Hold still.
Mike is the Gigaparts Explorer Go Bag champion of the world. And so Mike has agreed to help us out with doing a Go Bag presentation. I'm sure he's forgotten that he's volunteered for this, but I'll voluntold him again. But Gigaparts sells the Go Bags, and then you can bring your radio and get yourself fully outfitted with everything you need. Or you can buy a radio and get the bag fully outfitted with everything you need. Thank you, TC Fitz.
TC Fitz, appreciate it, my friend.
And thank you, GQ.
GQ? Well, I guess that
GQ.
From his last name, Chris GQ. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Christopher. Appreciate it.
And then I am trying, since we're going to be at Gigaparts over the lunch hours, I am trying to get them to provide us with some lunch. So, yes, that is true, Chris. We only want to see Atlas. You are absolutely correct. I think Chris does this on purpose.
He's playing the "you people like my dog more than me" card.
The victim card, yeah.
Yeah. Chris, your dog is cool. I mean, you might be cool, but Atlas is just, I want to hang out with Atlas, drink a beer, swap stories, whatever.
If dogs could talk, I don't know. Chris might be afraid.
Yeah, what does Atlas know?
Where was it?
Chuck, thank you. Appreciate it very much. We're getting there, people.
Here?
Oh, Lee dropped the appropriate caliber. Ta-da. Thank you, Lee.
I don't know. I like 5.7 better than 7.62, but that's just me.
They both have their place. 5.7's for close in. 7.62 is when long distance is the next best thing to being there.
So I think it was Wednesday, but we'll correct it, and I'm sure Jason won't mind. KM4 ACK APRS class. Bring your APRS capable radio, or bring your radio and gear to make it. I just pushed a mute button or something to make it APRS-able, and then Jason will tell you how APRS works and get you all set up with, like some knowledge on why you would want to do APRS. APRS is not automatic position reporting system. It's automatic packet reporting system. And one of those packets could be your position. The other one could be, please send help, or I'm activating a summit, or where's the nearest bathroom. It will tell you. There's a APRS service that will tell you where the nearest public restroom is that it knows about.
We are at 6 out of 20, and that was Chuck's W4XP's first super chat on a live stream.
Thank you, Chuck.
Chuck, here's to you for breaking your cherry here. Appreciate it, buddy.
That went a little weird.
I mean, this show's a little weird. Just saying.
Handman CT, we can never guarantee a clean restroom. We can only tell you the minute we pick up the last cloth of the last wipe. Joe Brett arrives Wednesday. All right. K5YBY.
You got to say it like that too. Yeah.
Exactly. You can't say it. You can't say K5YBY.
You could do K5YVY in ACK style. I can't really do it in Jason's voice.
You talked way too fast when you said that. You got to slow it down about 3,000%.
K5YVY.
Yeah. So he's going to do an APRS class, and I think it's Wednesday. It could be Thursday, but I think it's Wednesday because he's arriving Wednesday. But he's also available, so a lot of these are simple enough. Like the soldering one isn't, because you need gear in hand, and then you need tools, and you need electricity, and you need a rubber duck, a companion, to help you through the whole deal. But that won't be a pop-up thing. But Jason would be happy to, talk APRS the entire weekend.
Yeah.
Let him.
Well, the man is a walking encyclopedia. And here's the thing with APRS. Honestly, almost anybody, all of you guys, I got to quit moving my hands because it makes the camera do things. All of you guys can get APRS set up and beacon it. Everybody can do that. That's not hard. And your radio pretty much will walk you through it, unless it's a BTEC 6X2, because it thwarted me and Steve with that at Dayton a couple years ago. And we still love the radios.
Oh, yeah.
But all the things that you can do with APRS is what a lot of hams, me included, don't realize all the things you can do with APRS and how it actually integrates into the normals world, the non-hams, the mundanes, the muggles.
Yeah, one of the cool things you can do with APRS is you can send a text message to a cell phone. You can kind of bridge the gap, and the person who has the cell phone does not need to be a licensed ham, and they can reply to you, and you will receive it over your radio. So you need to have an APRS-capable radio, and then you need to have a digipeater or an iGate, or a digipeater that is close enough to an iGate to get you to the internet, to get you to the SMS gateway, to get you to the cell phone, to get the cell phone to reply back to you. It's like bridging 3 or 4 different networks into one, which is pretty cool. Oh, awesome.
Put the Jeff row in there.
Wednesday.
Jeff, have you got the vehicle situation sorted out this year? I hope. Because you had problem. Was it last year or the year before? You got thwarted by your vehicle.
It was last year, yeah.
It was last year, yeah.
So GQ is asking, where are the classes at other than Gigaparts? Yes. Everything is going to be somewhere on the mountaintop. We do have, 146.58? What is the frequency, Jim?
146.45. In honor of our friend 45 Auto, who's probably not going to come anyway. But and this frequency, this gets called the YouTuber's frequency. Whatever, people. We don't own it. We're not the Maritime Mobile Service Net.
You guys are welcome to join in, is what we're getting at. And this is not the talk-in for the Hamfest. This is not the local repeater. This is 2-meter simplex. Yeah.
And some other YouTubers down there by Lee's house wanted to use 1.25 centimeters, the 220 band. And
yeah,
I don't know if they are. I don't care because I don't have a 220 radio because I have absolutely no use for it here in my area. So whatevs. But
one of every kind, Jim.
Yeah, we've been using this frequency for 3 or 4 years, including the elite 220 people too. So
yeah. And all the other Hamfests, we use the same frequency. And again, y'all are welcome on it. So to finish out that, all the other classes that aren't at Gigaparts are going to be on the mountaintop somewhere, probably at the pavilion by the cabins.
Yeah.
But if you can't find us, 146.45, and if you're looking for like what to do after 5 p.m., it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Well, somewhere on the mountain it is, and you just got to figure out where that somewhere is.
Yep. Some of that stuff, obviously, we can do around picnic tables, and some of that stuff we're not going to be able to. The 3D printer thing, obviously, is going to happen at Gigaparts. That's not going to be at the pavilion. And I'm sure Steve has already told them this multiple times, but thank you very much to Gigaparts for helping us out with this. Steve has had this dream. He's had a dream.
I have a dream.
For several years to get this going. And it's been kind of a super informal thing, but this is the first year Steve has done all the grunt work on this. So Gigaparts, thank you for helping.
No, it was Vern that spelled pavilion wrong. I will not take credit for that. I will accept the responsibility of correcting it, but I will not take the blame. All right, so Friday's activity at Campsite 51 Alpha, Carlos, who has a coffee plantation in Puerto Rico, is going to be bringing some of his coffee, and we have volunteered him to make us a couple of pots of coffee. So gather around at 51 Alpha. Renee is going to be bringing breakfast tacos. And then throughout the day, I need to put this up first. Throughout the day, at the pavilion, near the cabins, we're doing this POTA cookout deal. So everybody's going to be pretty much at that big pavilion from 8 a.m. until we get tired of seeing each other. Then we'll just go hang out with each other somewhere else. The cookout is a at-cost cookout, but the at-cost is for a good cause. After the, what do they call that? After all the things that need to be purchased in order to make the cookout successful are covered, hot dogs and hamburgers and so on,
right?
Buns, are all condiments and whatnot are all covered. Then all of the excess, I guess is the way to say it, all of the profit goes to the Teachers Institute at the American Radio Relay League. Expenses, yes. After all expenses are covered, thank you, Hank. Hank's always got me. Are covered, then we make a donation to the Teachers Institute. And I want to say, don't quote me on this because I am not the one that's putting this on. I believe it's Kyle and Jason that are putting it on. AA0Z and KC5HWB are putting this on. I know Noelle is coming out to help cook. So thank you, Noelle. It'd be good to see you again. She's making a special trip by here, too.
She is. And Joe Brett and I'm sure, will be the designated food recovery team.
Yes, it's an event, and it requires a lot of effort and whatnot to put it on.
And a truck.
Yes. So I want to say it was like $3,000 donation last year, but again, don't quote me on that.
It was 4 digits for sure.
Yeah,
4 significant digits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Night at
that
the
seems right. I don't remember either.
Isn't it always beer night at the stadium?
Right. Joe Brett said she's not showing up for him. She's showing up to cook for us.
So my buddy John, Locutus of Ham, NJ4Z, Jean-Luc Gendron, is going to be there doing a phased array demo. Hey, Kyle. 2,400. See, I knew it was close to 3,000. Thank you, Kyle. I'll put that in the notes.
Yeah.
So I don't misquote it again. And the phased Z array is actually really neat. It's 2 vertical antennas of your choosing, but the easiest way to do it is with a couple of 17-foot whips and some ground radials. And then he's got this magic box that goes in between them. I know Chuck's got one. I know Don's got one. And what it does is there's a delay line that runs between the 2 antennas, and you can switch them directionally, left to right, right to left, whichever way you do it. And you're actually going to hear stronger signals in one direction and reject signals in the other direction, or flip that at the push of a button. So awesome. You can kind of have this ground-mounted Yagi style setup that gets you pointed in the direction. So if you're like Salty Walt and you're on the beach and you're tired of working all that DX, you can push the button and work the US, or push the button and silence the US for the most part.
Andy Cowley, thank you for the four pound, I don't know how to say it, £4.99 super chat.
£4.99p, right?
99p, that's it. That's it. Thank you for the £5 super chat, brother. I hope that means what I think it means. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah. All right, so that's going to be that demo. Our buddy Carlos is going to be doing K9OL parachute jumps, and we're going to have equipment there, or you can try and work them on your own HT or bring your own mobile radio and really fry his britches. But I know that Rob Digital Rancher is going to be there, and he'll have his satellite rig working, and we can light up Carlos with that. So directional Yagi, high-powered radio, frying his pants as he jumps on Friday.
That would
and
be
so
me.
You're going to do it? You're signed up?
Carlos and I've been talking about it for months. Yeah, I'm jumping with Carlos.
Yeah, excellent. So you get to light up Jim, too.
At my age, please, I don't want any more surprises, so feel free to irradiate me. I don't care.
Right.
Jonathan.
Good
thank
morning.
You, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate the $9.99 super chat. We're up to 8 out of 20. 8 out of 20. I mean, I appreciate every one of y'all. But, you know, I'm better looking than Sally Struthers, right? So, you know, just think of the children and all the puppies.
Are you better looking than Sally Struthers?
Have
Maybe
you
today.
Seen her?
Maybe today.
Not 70s Sally Struthers, no, but...
I mean, I didn't find her that attractive back then either.
No,
but,
she's
you know,
like
compared to you.
Yeah.
On a scale of Jim to anything but Jim. She's an anything but Jim rating.
Yeah.
All right. So there's going to be that. And then our buddy Steve, KO4 AFL, we're going to bring enough equipment to get you, and by equipment we mean paper
Pink.
and pencil, actually. Hey, Pink. We're going to bring enough stuff that if you want to get your ticket or if you want to upgrade your ticket, then we can do that because there will be enough of us VEs, and Steve is our VEC. VE is volunteer examiner, so Jim and I are volunteer examiners, and Steve is the volunteer examiner coordinator. And so
Joe Brett is a VE, I believe, as well. Yeah. Carlos is a VE.
Yes. Carlos will have trouble watching you on the way down.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that could be timing issues there.
So you know, if you want to get upgraded, we'll make it happen. And then dinner at 51 Alpha again. So we're gonna put a beginning and an ending on the day at 51 Alpha campsite, and Renee is volunteering to help Steve cook. So that'll be interesting because of Steve, not because of Renee. And then our buddy Broken Signals is going to be bringing. What did he say?
40 pounds.
10 to 20 pounds.
10 to 20 pounds.
He might need to bring 40. I don't know. Of grass-fed ground beef for the cookout. And then we'll break and go do happy hour somewhere after that, or maybe we'll just stay there because we're all drunk and lazy. So the day use fee at the park is covered for you for up to 80 people. So if you arrive at the front gate of Monte Sano State Park and the gate warden is there. You say, I'm with the ham group, and they say, come on in. You don't have to pay your gate fee or anything. You just come in, you go right to the pavilion. If you are a camper, your gate fee is already included, so do not add yourself to that tally. Don't leave your campsite. Go to the front gate, check in as one of the people to be counted, and then go to the pavilion. Just go from your campsite straight to the pavilion.
Yeah. To be clear, the day pass is not for you if you're camping. It's for those who are not staying at the mountain.
Right.
To be extra special clear. Because like some people, like Tom and Jeff and Howard, I know, the Kansas crew, they're staying in a hotel. They ain't staying on the mountain.
So
Kyle,
I appreciate this. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying I'm not the one that's in charge of it. So talk to Steve and Renee, because this is like after everybody breaks from the pavilion and goes somewhere else. So if everybody wants to stay, then great, everything will be there. And if everybody is already gone, then we'll be at 51 Alpha. But I'm just reporting. I'm not coordinating that part. So.
Yeah, and just an FYI, and
not saying no, just saying I don't know.
It has not been an issue before, but technically, the TOS says you're not allowed to have parties at your campsite. Now, last year, how many people were hanging out at your campsite for dinner on Saturday night?
Right.
20 or 30 at least.
Mm-hmm. Well, so here's the cool part about it is most of the time, the people that are there are us. Like, we kind of own that campsite for the weekend.
I mean, yeah, it's us.
So unless one of us goes and complains about us, don't complain about us doing things together.
And Joe Brett's the enforcer. Joe Brett's the complaint department.
Ooh,
so,
good point.
You know, take them to Joe Brett. The other thing I would mention, and this isn't in relation to what Kyle said, although I still think that's not a bad idea, Kyle. The other thing is bring a chair for your behind.
Yes.
Even at the pavilion, because there are, you know, there's only so many picnic tables. So bring a chair.
I feel seen, Dave.
Dave-O.
That's me he's complaining about.
Yeah, I know exactly who he's complaining about. And it was loud because Dave was over there, not in his trailer.
Right. And then Saturday is the Hamfest, and Sunday is the Hamfest, because the Hamfest does go on both days. And that gets us to the bottom of our sheet. And then
that is awesome.
And that's just the stuff that we actually physically have planned. But if there's something that you would like to do, if you're going to be there and you have some knowledge to share, and we will be there to wingman you, to back you up, please, you know, feel free to reach out to me. Let me know. We'll get you on the schedule. We'll pick a day and time, and we'll make it happen. I would love to get events all the way back to Monday morning, but this is where we're at right now.
I think we got an excellent start. I mean, the first year FDIA was hanging out at Steve's campsite playing radio with me and Don, and of course,
we
Steve
did
and Christine.
A kilo.
Yeah, you were doing your kilo.
And hold on. Doing a kilo, since the jury duty people are watching and judging whether Jim's actually a keynote speaker, means that we got 1,000 contacts over ham radio on the mountain in a registered POTA, Parks on the Air entity. It doesn't mean anything drug related.
Good point.
We did a kilo, yes.
And honestly, it's just good.
Thank you, Ron.
Just good to sit down and hang out and shoot the shit, and you know.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to know how to do a POTA, we happen to be sitting in a POTA entity at the time with lots of ham radio people who have radios that are set up and would be willing to give you the microphone. So just
I think,
bring some ears.
Didn't British Dave set up and do POTA last year also? Or am I thinking, I know he did it in Florida.
He did it in Florida, yep.
Yeah, Dave Carpenter. I mean, it's a great time. I actually officially activated Huntsville during Huntsville Hamfest last year. My first POTA.
Yeah, it's like one of the 3 you've done in your life.
No, it's like the only POTA I've ever done in my life.
I don't know. Let me check.
I don't think I ever did it. No, I never did it in Florida.
Well, so there's kind of a problem there where, yeah, you might have done it, but I know you probably didn't upload your log. Activations 3.
At Huntsville. They were all at Huntsville.
Let's see. Yes, all 3 of them were at Huntsville. All 3 of them were 2024. You did the 15th, 16th, and 17th of 2024. Yeah. Wow.
Jeff, no, yeah. Say hello to my little friend.
Yes.
Bill, that's a very good point, and I will qualify. The POTA I did was not sitting outside. I ran a coax out the front door and leaned my Poseidon up in a tree and came back in the cabin and hooked up to my radio and sat there in an air-conditioned cabin and did my POTA. The internet Steve mentioned is sketchy, very sketchy on the mountain. Mint Mobile, which Steve has put us onto last year, T-Mobile, works pretty well. Verizon, not so much from personal experience. AT&T, I don't think they do either. Mint Mobile, which is an MVNO, and this is not a sponsored video. Mint Mobile, I assume they still have it going on. I don't know.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to the mountaintop yet.
Yeah, had like 3 months of data for $45 for unlimited data, or less than that maybe. So it actually worked on the mountain pretty well.
Joe Brett, we're going to need to get actual confirmed download and upload speeds.
He's on FirstNet, so he's getting all the pipe that's on the...
Yeah. Privilege.
That's right. Cop privilege. But yeah, that's going to be a good old time.
Blue privilege.
Blue privilege. I will be at Huntsville. It may be as late as Friday before I get up there. Maybe I'll luck out and they'll let me postpone it, or I will scare the hell out of them and they will say, please, we don't want him on any jury ever again. Strike his name.
Chris is asking about how tall the trees are there. They're about tree height. They're pretty good.
60 plus feet, easily.
What's the tree canopy like for Starlink? Completely occluded.
Yeah. It's pretty heavy tree cover.
The only place you're going to get Starlink to work is on the roof of the pavilion if you get it on the right side of the apex, and it just happens to be, pointing north.
I mean, if you are willing to pack up your Starlink and bring it, we will do everything we can to help you with it. Starlink, Steve's right. Now, like the cabin I'm at, I can't remember which way the cabin faces, but if I come out of the front door and I turn right, I see mountain going down and tree line and a large open spot. So it might theoretically work at some of the cabins, and that may be the same thing with the pavilion. But yeah, the tree cover there is pretty stout, and the trees are easily 60, 80 feet tall. So
last year I was happy at my RV with the T-Mobile home internet setup that I have. And it wasn't good enough to do live streaming. So what I did instead was I went to the camp office, and there's good cell phone reception at the camp office. And I was able to do the live stream at the camp office, sitting at the picnic table.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff.
But I think the biggest thing is chairs, and don't expect great internet, which is interesting because they have cable TV in the cabins. Mm-hmm. So you pulled cable up there. We can't get
the mountain's
internet.
Actually really populated anyway, so
yeah,
it's just hard to get a signal up to the highest point unless you already are there. And then if they do put the tower itself at the highest point, then you're inside of the
penumbra,
probably inside of the field, the umbrella, yeah. Penumbra.
Yep. Penumbra.
Yeah, the overlook is good, but I don't know that there's a lot of picnic tables there.
Yeah. Lon, it does have cell towers, but I believe relative to town, so relative to Huntsville, I believe, if I remember right, we're on the back side of the mountain.
I think so.
Because when I look out the beautiful vista from my cabin front porch in the morning, I see nothing, no town. There's zero town. And the only way I see town is by going down the other side of the park, which I'm pretty sure is the other side of the mountain. So we are on the opposite side of town, which is probably why we have extra crappy cell reception.
There is a TV transmitter up there. The cell tower itself is directly at the camp office. The other thing, if you are bringing an RV, so Dave, I don't know if you've brought an RV before. I know, Ron, you've brought yours. I know Dave, shoot already, stand by, Dave. I know Dave Big Tall Dave has brought his RV. But if you are bringing an RV, look at Google Maps and take the other alternative. Google Maps will route you directly up the really bad way with a jackknife turn that if you have a decent length RV, you're not going to make it up. And if you have a small RV, you're going to be puckered all the way up the mountain, up to that point, through that point, and past that point. It's a switchback. And so there is another route up the mountain that is much easier. And I've taken my 36-footer up there with my super long truck. And may she rest in peace.
Yeah.
If you ever tried to go Governor's Drive, yeah.
Very good safety tips. Thanks, Jeff. That's right. So, and Bill said, yeah, you'll scrape the bottom out of it if you go the bad way.
Yeah.
Truck route. Now, I've never had a problem in a pickup truck, but it's
tight.
It's a 187 degree switchback. I swear, you just about end up going backwards to go back up. So,
Dave, I would not rely on hope. You don't want to be that guy stuck on the mountain. You don't want to be that guy, because they will need to bring in a tow truck to disconnect you and reorient you and reconnect you, and just look at it on Google Maps, and you'll very clearly see the switchback that I'm talking about, and then you'll just route the other way. What do I have now? I have a slightly smaller truck. And by slightly smaller, I mean it's still an 8-foot bed, but instead of being a 4-door, it's a 2.5 door, 2 2.5 doors, not a 3-door. I wanted the smaller because we never bring anybody with us in the back seat, so it's just wasted space.
Mm-hmm.
So I went from the 450 dually down to a 350 with the Godzilla motor in it, and she's been doing fantastic over these mountains.
Good deal. Now, what elevation are you at now?
Let me check. I'm just outside of Telluride, Colorado.
Y'all write this down because this is the most concise directions. Governor's Drive to Monte Sano Boulevard, right on Nolan, and follow the signs. That is the easiest way up there. If you let the GPS take you the other way, it's a lot more convoluted. And I'm not talking about the trailer people or the RV people. I'm talking it's just a little more complicated route. It may be shorter or something, but.
So they were asking about my elevation. I'm at 5,807 feet, and I had to go up twice to get here, and then down twice to get here. And I got to tell you, going down a mountain pass is much more difficult than going up a mountain pass. Once you have enough engine power to get up, going up is fine, but going down is a whole different kind of pucker.
Mm-hmm. Did you just gear down?
Oh, yeah, I was in second gear going down.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not afraid to be that 20-mile-an-hour guy. I got 10,000 pounds of life behind me that I don't want passing me and hurting anybody else. And it becomes a handful real fast, and it's easier to not already be. Yeah. Not easier to, well, she's not going to push me off the side of the mountain, I think.
What? I've met Christine. I think that's a possibility for you on any given day, depending on what you've said to her last.
Right. So let's talk about more cargo space. The problem with, I say this all the time. If you have storage space, you know what you do with it?
You fill it.
You store stuff. And it is very easy to store something than it is to make a decision on what to actually do with it, to pick a disposition for something. And so why gas over diesel? This is actually a really good question. I probably should do a complete and total rant video on this. First off, just pulling out the gas motor, which they then get to keep and put somewhere else, and putting in the diesel motor. So like when they pull the gas motor out, they give you money back, quote unquote. You put the diesel motor in, $13,000 more for the diesel motor. Then all the government regulations have halved the MPG on the diesel because you've got EGR, which takes your exhaust gases and pukes them back into your intake because that seems wise. And then you've got your DEF, which you put fertilizer into a special tank at $20 a gallon and puke that all over the windshield of the car behind you. Can you tell I'm not a fan of EPA regulations? And then diesel particulate filter, because we take all that black stuff that comes out of the tailpipe, which is just carbon, which would literally fall to the ground because it's heavier than air, and go back to where it came from. And now we have to burn that off at a higher temperature. So my diesel truck got 7 to 8 miles per gallon going over the mountain passes, and the gas truck gets 10 miles per gallon going over the mountain passes. The diesel truck never got better than 9 miles per gallon when we weren't going over mountain passes, but the gas truck is up to 15. So, yeah.
What is DEF supposed to do for you?
It is diesel exhaust fluid, and it's supposed to be injected into your exhaust system, I believe, close to the beginning, and it helps reburn and reformulate and recongeal. It's kind of like what a catalytic converter does on a gas car. It converts the harmful emissions into something less harmful.
Okay. Well, that's a lot of good information. I'm excited. I was excited until yesterday. Now I'm in a funk at this point until I hopefully can convince them that I legitimately have things to do that I can't postpone because of jury duty. But I plan to be there hopefully Wednesday, and we'll go from there. So Steve can do DMR too. You don't need me for DMR. That'll be a TO thing, can do that as well. So
I can do it. I don't know as much as Jim does.
You're the one that came up with the index card paradigm, which I thought was genius.
Yeah.
That was good.
So Tommy here is talking truth. There's not an ounce of common sense, and the reason why is because they're not using their degrees; they're using their emotions. I see black smoke billowing out the back of a diesel truck. That must be bad, regardless of what the science actually says. It must be bad.
I am 62 years old. I don't give a crap about the climate because I'll be dead before it's really an issue, so it's not my problem.
The Earth will warm without us.
And
the great big ball of fire in the sky is much stronger than we are.
And Greta Thunberg needs to get a real job. Just saying.
She's destroying the planet faster than any of the rest of us.
I mean, she's traveling on airplanes to go bitch about stuff places, so, whatever. I'm not nearly smart enough to know if global warming is a thing or not. I really, really don't think, I just can't imagine that mankind can affect global climate on a planetary scale. I think there's a lot of eye-winking, not real science in there, but again,
so
I'm not going to get wound up about it because I just don't give a shit. I'll be dead before it's a problem.
I got two pieces of proof for you. The first one is that they will give you a 30-year mortgage for oceanfront property, and banks and actuarials are pretty smart. So if the oceanfront property is going to disappear because of mankind's interference in the next 30 years, the banks would be out a lot of money, as all that real estate would literally be underwater. And then speaking of underwater, New York City itself was under 3 miles of ice, which all melted before the first human factory smokestack was ever erected. All that ice melted. 3 miles of ice gone.
So Dave asked if there's anything planned for the significant others. We're not planning it.
There are lots of things to do in the area. I just don't know what they are because I've always been at the Hamfest. There is the Space Museum where they filmed the fake moon landing, so you can go see that. There's tons and tons. There's actually a complete Apollo system in there, I believe. Complete Saturn V in there. Yeah, volcanoes do kind of win.
I mean, I think when the Yellowstone supervolcano goes, which on a geologic timescale could be any day now, that's going to affect the climate a whole lot more than me grilling in the backyard or having cattle who also, produce methane and CO2, and they could be a threat to the global warming. So whatever.
I mean, every day your temperature changes by about 30 degrees.
Yeah.
You wake up in the morning and it's 50, and then it is 80 in the afternoon. I drove my car 5 seconds down the street. That did it.
Yeah. Eric, you got that nailed. It's a whole lot of orbital mechanics. It's because of the 22.5 degree coaxial tilt of the Earth, which is a globe. It is not flat. And the other orbital elements in our solar system. So we are not a perfect sphere. We're obloid, slightly obloid, and our orbit is not perfectly circular. It's somewhat elliptical, and that's because of a whole lot of different factors. All of those things affect climate. So
I wish I had invented climate change.
Yeah.
Imagine how rich I'd be.
Yeah. Huntsville Botanical Garden.
Mm-hmm.
There's one. There's also the Space and Rocket Center, which is very cool. Absolutely.
There's a new museum that you're supposed to get hands-on with that Mike and Becky mentioned, but I forget the name of it.
Okay. And we might get an info bubble from YouTube. I didn't say that climate change is complete BS. I Just said I don't
No, the
know
climate does change. It's just
I
not
just
us.
don't know
Signals
that there's
museum.
enough real science to actually make decisions about anything.
Yeah.
You know, or force the whole world to go to electric cars, which you realize what goes into making the battery system for electric cars?
All those poor children in Afghanistan.
Well, there's that, right? Whatever, but they got to have a job. No, I mean, them batteries are toxic. There's byproducts from those battery productions that's not stuff you want. Lithium, yes, and other garbage. And so it's like, and electric cars don't charge for free. Where do you think the electricity comes from that charges the electric car?
Coal trains, yeah.
Since we kind of have put nuclear power on a shelf the last
I know.
40,
the
50
best
years.
energy producing thing that we have. We can't use that. No.
Yep.
No, I think the mission for humans is to get off this planet and go somewhere else.
Can I be the first one on the ship? I'm ready.
I'm ready, yeah.
I welcome our alien overlords, whether they be Christang or Kilrathi, the Ruhar, it doesn't matter to me. If you get any of those references, then you are an old and well-read geezer like myself. Yeah, and the downtown area of Huntsville, if you've never been there, is really nice. Very upscaley. At least a few areas I've been. Lou and Pink and Becky and Mike may disagree. I don't know, but there's a lot of nice restaurants. I mean, for crying out loud, the Publix is in the middle of the block and doesn't look like a Publix. You know, it's that downtown Huntsville area is really nice. So anyway, T.O., you got anything else?
We are doing a different kind of live stream later today. Hayden has some other obligations, and so he is not able to do his live stream tonight. So instead, we're going to do a Nuggets doubleheader. Hayden's going to go first, and then we're going to bring it over to my channel, and Jim is going to be there with us, of course. And I don't know if you're getting there right at 6 p.m. when Hayden's stream starts, are you?
No, that's probably not. I can pop in later, but I won't get home till 5:30, so...
And we're going to do some more talk about the Toads DI. We've got the DB6, which is the 6-pin daughter board that hooks up to the Yaesu, ICOM, and Kenwood radios. And then we have a proto board that's coming out.
Tomorrow,
see if I can grab a picture real quick, because I have it somewhat handy. Let's present. Share screen. Winder, that winder, that winder, that. So we have this prototype board that we are currently in the middle of designing, and we're going to go over some of the design work that goes into doing something like this. And so what this will do is it will plug into the header area on the top of the digital interface, the DI board, through, where is it? Get back over to that screen. Through these header rows, then it's going to recreate the header row itself so you can follow the same pin diagram, pin layout. The documentation for this is written on the back side of the board. This is the front side. We've got a 5-volt rail down one side, a ground rail down the other side, so it kind of looks like a breadboard. And then all of these are not connected to anything, so you can put components in and then you can connect them on the underside or however you want to do it. And then you can put another header row up here and connect to it, or you can put screw terminals there, or this is for you to do what you could actually put an entire 2-meter radio on this thing if you wanted to. Get crazy with it. But that's what it's there for. Bill's asking if I'm going to have some at Huntsville. I don't know, because I would need to get them shipped out to me and then shipped out to and then I would need to bring them with me on the airplane. I think I only have 20 some left in the current amount right now, but if it can happen, then I will make sure that I get them there.
Chuck W4XP said he has been a licensed ham longer than I've been alive. No way, dude. Really? You must have got licensed. Wow.
He's got the Dick Clark gene.
I reckon. Very good. June of 1959.
He's a good looking old man, and I can say that because he's way older than me at that point.
Right. Geez, Chuck, my wife was a month old when you got your license. Because I'm kind of a cougar hunter myself. But yeah, she's a little older than I am. Wow, that's awesome, dude. That is awesome. And Hank's been licensed a minute, too. Hank, how long have you had your license? So I have a couple little projects going on. I can't remember who it is. Somebody in Discord asked me about doing a SWR sweep demo of my diamond disc cone. So that video will be coming out. I recorded it. It'll probably come out this afternoon, I would guess, when I get around to editing it and getting it uploaded. 59 years. Very good, Hank. That's awesome. Man, I've been a ham for six. And I also have my new Mercury amp is here. So I've got a short video I'm working on.
You're crazy about a Mercury.
On that. So is that like a boat commercial reference you just did?
It's a country song.
Oh, see.
Yeah, but it was at a Mercury car.
Oh, unless Barbara Mandrell sang it, I wouldn't really know it on the country stuff. Let's see. I saw something else. Oh, that was okay. Yep. Hamman, 42 years. Doc Adams, 53. Lon, 34. Lon, you didn't look that old, son. Cooley, 42. Right. Wow.
Well, they got their license when they were 3.
Yeah. You guys don't look nearly that old. Oh, Bricker, you can't find... What are you missing? Because as far as I know, it's just basically those arms, and those arms are those arms, other than the little tiny nuts to lock them in.
Probably missing the arms themselves.
Well, what I was
going to... Get some welding rod.
Yes, welding rod, or, dude, buy the cheapest disc cone you can find and use those arms instead of the rest of it. I mean, I don't know.
Or leftover Romex wire. I mean, that might be more expensive.
12 gauge or 14 gauge wire?
Yeah, he's missing the cone. He's missing the cone of the disc cone.
Oh, yeah.
Ham it up, son.
Yeah. Let's see. I'd go to Huntsville, but Mercury amp or 2. I just got the amp. Yeah.
And that's the song.
Oh, okay. See.
And QSO it up and down, the band. There we go.
I got nothing. He said the downward facing element.
Yeah, the cone of the disc cone.
Oh, see, when you said cone, I thought you meant the dingus, the hub part. Never mind.
No, I would have said hub.
Okay. So I got those I'm working on. Of course, we have the double nuggies tomorrow night. I should be able to be there sometime during the Hayden stream. It depends on what the plan is for dinner. I only get home at 5:30 for the next 2 weeks, so. But awesome. And the Toads DI board is, have you got a link for where they can purchase the Toads DI board?
Temporarylyoffline.com.
.com. And that is for U.S. distribution, Canadian distribution, Mexican distribution.
Yeah, and so it gets crazy when you start shipping outside of the U.S., but if you are in Australia or New Zealand, then you can get it at hamradiodx.net, I believe.
From Hayden.
And then, yeah.
Or if you're, anywhere in the Ring of Fire, it would probably be much cheaper to get it from Hayden than it would be to get it from the U.S. North America, EU, Europe, in Asia, take your pick. Depends on where you are in Asia, I guess. But Europe, your best bet is us, I would reckon. So I don't know. And
I have a Mexican connection, Chris, but not for shipping.
How much does the DI board go for?
$31.
That is awesome.
$4.90 shipping or something like that.
Yeah. Chris, I don't know about that. I guess it might depend on your background. I mean, I've only been licensed 6 years, but I'm also a computer engineer type. So
we talked about this a long time ago on one of the other shows. It's what I call time under tension. I mean, like you can be a ham and not do any ham stuff. And a lot of people, I'm not throwing any shade at anybody, a lot of people will get their ham license and then life gets in the way when you graduate high school and go off to college and find that special person in your life that you want to settle down with and have a family. And then you're raising that family and then you're buying and selling houses and getting promotions at work and so on. And you ain't got time for anything ham radio related. And then finally, when you're a grumpy OM, you get back into it. So there's kind of that middle ground where people like kind of put the hobby aside and then come back to it later. And then there's people like me where I just kind of live and breathe this stuff all day long because I'm excited and want to learn and want to share and want to do things and want to play with stuff and connect stuff together. And so I haven't had my, and again, I'm not throwing shade at anybody. I haven't had my license that long. I mean, I haven't even come up on my first renewal yet. It's getting close. But I do this stuff 3 or 4 times a day, every day. Is a lot different than I make a couple of QSOs on a Saturday. So, and we all have something to learn from everybody. I mean, if you've been a ham for 3 minutes, I'm sure you have something that you can still teach me that I don't know. So,
yeah,
I am posting a copy of the document on the Discord, Jeff, and it is pinned in the room. And it's like I said, it's a living, breathing document, so you guys will see the updates as they happen.
Right.
Yes, Chris, we do need to convince people to use their licenses more, but we need to make it fun, and that's part of the problem. I mean, we've said this too, but when I first got my license, I went down to the club. I was all excited. I told them the station that I had and everything, and they were like, "Oh, well, that's a compromise antenna." And I was too young, too green, too wet behind the ears to know that every antenna is a compromise antenna, and that guy was just talking out of his rear end. He could have been better at what he was talking about, and I could have known more, but I don't think, freshly licensed, first out of ham class, first ham club meeting, I would have ever known what a compromise antenna was. Even the most expensive 80-foot tall tower with the, 4/4 stacked Yagi elements, that's a compromise antenna too, because you are compromising one direction to get gain in another direction.
Yes, right, exactly. Lou, that's right. Ham radio is dying. It's all old people. Me, old people are not a finite resource. There's new one made every day. And I don't know if this is the corollary of this is old people is a state of mind, honestly, in my opinion. And you guys with licenses longer than me who are watching YouTube knuckleheads like me and this one, you're not old people. You may have had your license before I was born. God bless you, son. But you ain't old people. The old people are the guys that are sitting there doing their CW QSOs with each other and don't watch the YouTube and hate everything that's new and digital radio ain't ham radio and yada, yada, yada. Just demographically speaking, the bunch of us, and I'm 62, so, I'm a little young yet compared to like Hank, but old is a state of mind. I don't feel like I'm 62. I mean, when I was 42, I thought, oh my God, I'm 42. And then I was like, okay, who cares?
Right.
So, I'm fixing to jump out of an airplane in 3 or 4 weeks at 62 years old for the first time. It'll probably be the last time, but check. Got that off my bucket list. And Ghost Man, that's exactly right. You don't quit playing because you're old. You get old because you quit playing. That's right.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And I mean, anybody who's generally in ham, I would think is kind of into technology. And I think with people like T.O. and all the rest of the ham tubers for the most part, we're dragging technology into ham radio as well because we're trying to, we're doing the things. I mean, T.O. designed him and Hayden and Jonathan designed that DI board. I don't know who did what, but, that's a thing they're doing to interface random radio to APRS or packet or RIDI or whatever.
Or FT8 or whatever, yep.
Yeah, as opposed to a legit TNC that's was from the 70s or 80s that hadn't really changed. The brand new ones look just like the ancient ones.
It's cool that those things still work and you can still get on the air. This is why old ham radios still command a decent dollar amount. It's because they actually still do some of the ham radio things. But I think one of the things that we really need is software development in ham radio, and I think that will rekindle a lot of things. There's a lot of new software out there, but there's not as much as there should be, and is not as commonplace as it should be in order to get people excited about it. Because the big complaint you get is, why do I need ham radio? I have a cell phone. Well, there was a time when there weren't cell phones, and there will be a time when there aren't cell phones. But yeah, that's something that we need to fight, and we need to fight it with something useful coming back. But we just don't have that right now.
You ain't as good as you once was, but you're as good once as you ever was. There you see, I quoted a country music song. We've talked about it before, and I guess we're kind of over time now by 20 freaking minutes, but it's
got us ranting.
It's the rant thing that I've mentioned before. You should do this or you should do that. No, I'll do what I want. Ham radio, this guy said it a million times. Ham radio is the hobby of 1,000 hobbies. There's something for you to find that you might be interested in. And you may not be interested in playing with oscilloscopes. Personally, I think building antennas is right up there with stacking cotton balls or watching grass grow. Please, it's boring. It's right up there with federal jury duty. You know, it's not my jam. You guys know Chuck, KK6USY, Ape, they will sit there and natter on about toroids and antennas and performance and stuff forever. Not my jam. I want an antenna. Does this one work? Good, let's plug it in. Now let's play radio. But that's what they enjoy. It's not what I enjoy. Digital radio. I like tinkering with digital radio. Do I talk on it all the time? No, but I like to know how it works. And that's just me. But, you know, and I've been in tech my entire life, since high school, literally, is what I have done every day is IT-related stuff. Mm-hmm. So, you know, Jeff, I have no idea what the fee is.
Now that you're old enough and you have some more disposable income, you can make that Commodore 64 dream system.
Right.
And you can actually still talk to the APRS Digipeater on the space station, on the ISS, from a Commodore 64.
From a Commodore 64. Yeah. I wish they had made a printer that was better. Just saying, you know.
Well, that came out before personal printers were even thought of.
No, Commodore had one.
They did, but I mean, like, that was the early, like, if you look at the very first Commodore 64 game made and the very last Commodore 64 game made, there is a mountain of difference between the two.
Yeah. I enjoyed my 64. I had one of the early ones. Mine was like serial number literally 784. It's like, wow.
Jeff acting like I don't know this.
Who do you think's in contact with Commodore? He's probably bankrolling their comeback.
Right.
All right. We've digressed a lot. Guys, thank you for watching. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Doc.
Keep an eye out for some cool videos from this guy and that Aussie guy who's, you know, pretty cool for an Aussie. Oh, what a way to end the show.
I have mine turned off.
I just keep not remembering that I'm doing this on a Mac. Anyway, 73, y'all have a great day. I'm going to hit the button. Ooh, button engaged.